I think that the opening sequence does meet the conventions of our target audience's usual kind of music video. I think it relates a lot to the Emeli Sandé video that I looked at in my research, as she starts by playing a piano. This emphasises to the viewer how talented she is, and it also sets the scene. I think the use of black and white also creates a very classic look and appeals to our target audience. Our artist looks very glamorous in the scene where she is sitting in front of a black background. This is what we aim to do, as it emphasises how glamorous she looks by placing her in front of a plain background. With the spotlights on her as well, it brings all of the attention to her, which meets the conventions of a usual music video. As you can see here, our artist is sitting in a vintage looking chair, which relates to the research that we did on Adele's Rolling in the Deep video. The chair is placed in a field, which is a vast space, making it look quite out of place. This is what we aim to do, as it relates to our research, the Adele music video, and it also emphasises how special the artist is, which brings all the attention to her. The fact that she's so dressed up contrasts the field, which also emphasises how glamorous she looks. I think that part of the video is one of the parts that I would have done differently if I could, as I don't think the syncing is very good with our song. In the previous clip we just moved the camera just at the end. You can't really notice, but it's something that I would do differently if I could remake the music video, as it challenges the usual conventions, because I think it doesn't look very professional. We are meeting the conventions of a usual music video here, as we add in a new scene towards the end of the video. This is what we found in our research, as more and more scenes would be added into artist music videos as the video went on. This is one of my favourite shots of the whole video, because I think it's very dramatic how the sun is coming behind her and the clouds are moving as you can just see her silhouette. I think it looks quite professional and will attract our target audience of girls aged 15 to 21, and it looks very feminine and appealing. When filming this scene, we used the rule of thirds to make it look more professional and the image more appealing to a viewer, as it seems more interesting. During our research, we found that in none of the videos were the artist's face completely in shot. This is why we have shots like this, which cut off the top of the artist's head, and like this, which is an extreme close-up on the artist. This also emphasises her lips and makes her look more glamorous, as it emphasises the makeup she's wearing. This is also one of my favourite shots, as I think it's a great establishing shot to show the viewer where the artist is sitting. It makes her look very small, which is what we aim to do, as she looks vulnerable, which relates to the lyrics of the song. If I were to do the video again, I don't think I'd include this clip, as it's only used once, this view, so I don't think it looks very good with the rest of the clips. I think the ending meets the conventions, as it slowly fades out to black and looks very professional. I believe that my digipack both meets and challenges the forms and conventions of a usual CD cover. I think that the front cover looks very professional and is the image that I'm happiest with on my digipack. I like the use of different fonts as they juxtapose each other, and it creates a very individual look as they both stand out against each other. I think the use of black and white looks very classy. However, if I could do it again, I would probably change the back image to be black and white as well, because I think the contrast of black and white to colour challenges the forms and conventions of a usual CD or digipack design. I don't like the back of it either, as it doesn't relate to any of the other pictures used, such as these three or this one. The only thing is these three are all taken outside, which is purposeful, as I wanted the outside of the digipack to feel as if it was outside, and then the inside of the digipack to feel as if it was inside. If I could redo this, I think the only thing that I'd do is try and get this person out of the corner. However, it's not very noticeable to my viewers, so I think it looks fine. I think the back probably looks a bit empty, and I could use some logos here and different writing to make it look more professional and realistic. However, I do think it works well with the tracks on the back, as they are the thing that stand out the most. This is one of my favourite images, and that's why I chose to use it for my magazine advert as well, as I think it looks quite professional and would really appeal to my target audience. It's on the inside left cover, so I think it entices the audience to look further into the digipack. The central image, I think, does meet the conventions of a usual media product. This image and the following two relate to my previous research into Adele's promotional techniques and the images that she used in her advertising campaign. She tended not to look at the camera, which made her appear more vulnerable, which is what I made my model do as well. I think the image is very effective and works well with the song lyrics and the rest of the... This image also is not looking at the camera or using direct address. I think that this also makes the artist look vulnerable. I then flipped the image to use it on the other side. I think it makes the digipack look more professional as they're both the same on either side. I think the panel on my digipack looks quite professional too, as I just blurred out some of the image of the front cover and then used the same font. I think that this meets the forms and conventions of a usual media product. All in all, I do think that my product challenges other media products, mainly due to the contrast between the black and white on the front cover and back cover, and also the lack of writing on the front and back cover. I do believe that it shows the development of usual media products. I believe that my magazine adverts slightly challenges the forms and conventions of a usual magazine advert. This is because I think it's quite simplistic and doesn't have much writing, but I thought that this would appeal to my target audience more, as it's just about the artist herself and nothing else. However, it does meet the forms and conventions of a real magazine advert, as it includes an artist's website, buzzwords such as new and now, which attract an audience and entices them in to look at the advert. It also has a picture of the front cover of my digipack, which is usually the case in magazine adverts for albums. I also think that it meets the conventions of a usual magazine advert, as the fonts match the digipack's fonts. This creates a strong brand identity for my artist and makes the advertising campaign more recognisable to her audience. If I could change it, I would probably make the silhouette darker, as I don't think it looks dark enough. However, I think a viewer may like it, as you can actually see the artist, so it's recognisable to the viewer. I think the advert will appeal to my target audience due to the feminine colours that are in the sky. I also think that the fonts will appeal to my audience, especially the word Confessions, as it contrasts the artist's name. It almost looks like it's handwritten, which makes the viewer feel like the advert is more personal to them, as if the artist has written it herself.